On behalf of the Department of Food and Public Distribution, it is our pleasure to welcome you to this workshop as part of 64th ISO Council Meeting 2024. Today, we extend a gracious welcome to Shri Pralhad Joshi, Honorable Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and New and Renewable Energy Government of India. We welcome Mr. Sanjeev Chopra, Secretary, Department of Food and Public Distribution and Chairman, International Sugar Organization. We welcome Mr. José Orive, Executive Director, International Organization for Standardization, and also Mr. Ashwini Srivastava, Joint Secretary, Sugar, Department of Food and Public Distribution. We welcome all of you today. Amidst the traditional echoes of our culture, ladies and gentlemen, we cordially invite the Honorable Minister, Shri Pralhad Joshi ji, and the other dignitaries seated on the dais to commence the event with the auspicious lighting of the lamp, as it signifies the pursuit of knowledge and dispelling of darkness. Lamp lighting, symbolizing the pursuit of knowledge and dispelling of darkness in our lives. As we embark on this journey, may I please invite Shri Sanjeev Chopra, Secretary, Department of Food and Public Distribution, to extend a heartfelt welcome to our Honorable Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Shri Pralhad Joshi ji, by presenting him with a token of respect and gratitude for his presence here today. I also request Secretary Sir to felicitate Mr. José Orive, Executive Director, ISO, on this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have gathered here for ISO Mid-Year Council meeting. This week-long event transcends boundaries and embodies the spirit of innovation, sustainability and collaborative growth in the sugar industry. As the curtains rise on this significant gathering, please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. José Orive, Executive Director of the International Sugar Organization, who will share his insights with us now. Sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone. Minister Joshi, Secretary Chopra, Joint Secretary Srivastava, distinguished ambassadors, delegates, friends. Any words fall short to express the feeling of looking around the room and seeing so many friends, feeling at home here in India, and seeing so many people committed to a better sucro-energetic world. It's something special. We always try to preach at ISO that sugar is about people. And I think this gathering today, as I look out in the audience, reaffirms that. It is about you. It is about working together. It is about being constructive. It is about being receptive to the differences we have and how we can achieve consensus and be twin sons of a different mother. India is a leader in today's sucro-energetic world. It occupies a unique position in ISO, but also in the world of sugar and biofuels. Prime Minister Modi's vision in establishing the Global Biofuels Alliance marks the pace and incorporates the experience of many others that, like Brazil, had already been at it for a long time. I think that we have the obligation to inherit a cleaner world to future generations, and that the process of decarbonization is enriched by our hard work in producing biofuels. And with India's commitment, it's a huge contribution for the world to move forward and for the rest of us to join that initiative and kick the ball forward. ISO is particularly honored to be here because India always sings off the same hymn sheet. Be it that I talk to the government or to my friends from ISMA, you always have a very solid, well-documented, professional, and constructive position. I can count in one hand and have 5 fingers left over the times that I have heard criticism or blindness or negative comments from anyone in India. It's something to be treasured when you are in the world of politics like I am at ISO. Always hearing people put their best foot forward is something you treasure, something you feel blessed by. I think that we have put together a very solid program. We have focused with our friends. I want to acknowledge the work of Sanjeev Singla and his team. They have put up with us for so many months, with me and my team insisting that things need to be done. Please give them a warm, well-deserved applause. It's the carpentry that makes the building look good, and they have certainly put in a lot of effort into making this the best meeting possible. We have worked together in putting a program that emphasizes relevance, that emphasizes content, delivered by first-class speakers. We believe that the talk is only worth as much as what you take from it, and what you benefit from it, and what you learn from it. So that has been the thrust of putting together this international workshop. The MICAS program tomorrow, which we have opened up to everyone here in India that our counterparts wish to enjoy. We have a special surprise that's never been done before in ISO, but I am not going to steal the thunder from my economists who have something that we will for the first time do to honor India and to thank you for your hospitality, for having us in this marvelous building that in such little time has accumulated so much history and so much significance for today's world. So, thank you very much once again. Much appreciate you having us here, having the entire ISO sugar family in India, and I trust these couple of days will be productive. Bless you all.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us today. And as you rightly said, let us all benefit as much as possible from this workshop that brings us all together in the spirit of innovation and sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now be inviting Mr. Sanjeev Chopra, Secretary, Department of Food and Public Distribution and Chair of the International Sugar Organization, for addressing the August gathering and sharing his thoughts with us on this momentous day. Sir.
Chief guest of the inaugural function and Honorable Minister, Department of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, Mr. Pralhad Joshi ji, Executive Director, International Sugar Organization, Mr. José Orive, eminent delegates from India and abroad, excellencies, ambassadors, and my colleagues from the central and state governments. A very warm welcome to this conference, which is being organized in India after 12 years. And welcome to the venue of this conference, the Bharat Mandapam, which is spanking new, as you can see, and a vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, and the venue of the heads of state meeting in the G20 in September last year. So it's a venue that we are proud of, and we welcome you to India and to this conference. As a leader in today's sucro-energetic world, India is honored to host the 2024 ISO mid-year meeting and present today's international workshop. We are particularly honored to have the presence of the Honorable Minister. In the previous government, Honorable Minister was holding charge of the ministries of coal and mines and making policies for the fossil fuel sector. In the new government, he is Minister for New and Renewable Energy, besides looking after Food and Public Distribution Department, which is the parent department of the sugar sector. So he has the experience and the nuanced understanding to formulate policies that should govern the sector, sugar sector and the biofuel sector. We are indeed fortunate to have him at the helm of affairs. Thank you, sir, for taking out the time, particularly when the Parliament is in session and he has a busy schedule in the Parliament. Let me begin with a small trivia. ISO is the world's largest intergovernmental commodity body with almost about 85 countries and several soon to exceed. In this context, I welcome Ambassador Nunda from Angola, who is soon to formalize its accession as an ISO member. While India is privileged to be the chair of ISO this year, I would also like to mention that in September last year, India, based on the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, spearheaded the Global Biofuels Alliance to maximize efforts towards decarbonization, enhance the use of ethanol, thereby bequeathing a cleaner world to our future generations. My country will continue to invest its best efforts to meet the objectives set out and progressively advance towards a cleaner environment. We are all aware that the world is witnessing the deleterious impacts of global warming in form of severe heat waves and record temperatures on Earth. In fact, we were a little worried when we were told to organize the mid-year session in June this year. We resisted initially because June is a month which has record temperatures, and this year has been unusual in Delhi because we had a sustained heat wave and temperatures went up to almost 47, 48 degrees. And we were worried that when we are going to organize this conference and the delegates are going to come from all parts of the world, why could we not give them a more salubrious weather? So probably weather gods have been kind and the weather has cooled down, maybe in anticipation of the mid-year conference of ISO. So I think in that regard, we have to thank the ISO for choosing June because just before the conference, the weather has become much better. Any case, the climate change puts a huge responsibility on all the ISO member countries as well as the sugar and ethanol industry to contribute to take the world towards net zero. The time has come when sustainability has to move beyond mere lip service to become an intrinsic part of our operations, getting embedded in its DNA. For this to happen, sugar and ethanol sector needs to primarily focus on a three-pronged strategy, namely, drought-resistant varieties of sugarcane or varieties with low water consumption. Secondly, water conservation in sugar production. And thirdly, taking the world towards biofuels from fossil fuels. From this viewpoint, a lot of responsibility is cast on both India and Brazil, and we are privileged to have the ambassador from Brazil with us here today. The top two producers of sugar with total contribution of about 50% of global sugar. Incidentally, both are impacted by the phenomenon of El Nino and La Nina. So the global sugar supply cycle is either affected by lower production of sugar in Brazil due to La Nina or in India due to El Nino. Therefore, to ensure stability in global sugar supplies, it is critical for the sugar producers to collaborate in research and development in sugarcane so that better varieties, water efficient, and suitable for local conditions with higher yield and sucrose content may be developed. R&D is one area which needs concerted and synchronized efforts of major sugar producers in the world. Similar requirement is for biofuels, especially ethanol and sustainable aviation fuel. This would benefit the sector by increasing contribution to a greener planet, as well as commercially control the excess supplies of sugar to world market, making the sugar prices stable and reasonable for all stakeholders. In India, the National Sugar Institute at Kanpur, as well as the Indian Institute of Technology at Kanpur, are collaborating to set up a Center of Excellence for Biofuels, which will undertake research projects on biofuels. India would be happy and keen to collaborate with other countries in this mission. Another aspect which needs collaboration among ISO members is use of technology as well as data. As of now, some industry players have started using modern technologies using artificial intelligence and machine learning for crop estimation as well as harvest planning. But these are isolated efforts with limited gains and only confined to the industries or the units that have used this technology. ISO shall provide a platform to assist its member countries to use the technologies for their farmers, small players, as well as the whole policy formulation. Interchange of data on mutually agreed terms will ensure smoothness and stability in policy making in all countries. Integration of interest of sugarcane farmers as well as sugar consumers with the world sugar industry is one more focus area. At present, focus is more on industrial aspects and interest of sugar manufacturers and traders. We need to bring into sharper focus consumers as well as farmers who are the raison d'etre of the whole sector. Closer linkages between the farmers and industry and intensive extension services that ensure farmers' welfare should be at the core. Mechanization of sugarcane farming, especially in countries like India, Thailand, and other Asian countries, is of prime importance for better yield and recovery. Customization of machinery for smaller landholding is essential for this purpose, and we need to work on this jointly with the industry. Besides working on addressing the health concerns of retail consumers, particularly children, is another aspect that we need to be mindful of. Another area we can work is on green financing for sugar and ethanol sector, as the industry is capital intensive and needs huge working capital to meet operational requirements, and furthermore, with increasing role in biofuels like ethanol and compressed biogas, it is imperative to partner with financial institutions at global scale to receive green concessions and easier terms for financing. This may make the whole sector more financially viable and strong. Before I close, I'd like to give you an insight about the upcoming sugar season in India. India, actually, we were anticipating the production to have a sharp dip in 23-24 and also in 24-25. However, the weather gods have been kind, and the rains have been quite good in the western and southern part of the country. And we are hoping that in 24-25, we will end up with better than expected production figures. So this will ensure that not only would we be able to meet the requirements of the domestic consumption, but we would also be able to set aside a reasonable quantity for the purpose of making ethanol. Ethanol blending program in India is nothing short of a big success story, which we are never tired of repeating and narrating. From about 1.2% blending in 2013-2014 to what we are achieving now. Last month, we achieved 15%, more than 15% blending, while the annual blending till date is roughly about 12.5%, higher than what we had last year. So we are committed to achieve 20% blending by 25-26, and the government has a plan in place to ensure that the 20% blending is achieved. And for the first time, I think my colleagues from the industry in India are well aware that there's been a thrust by the government this year on using maize for ethanol production. And probably this will be the first year when at the end of the ethanol supply year, we'll have a greater production of ethanol coming from grains rather than sugar. So this augurs well. It will give us some stability, and of course sugar remains the key component of our ethanol blending program, and of course will continue to get the attention that it deserves. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's flat world, we face a complex scenario with complicated challenges. This demands that we work together with a joined-up approach, and ISO provides an ideal platform to strengthen cooperation, exchange of information, and combined initiatives. It constitutes the umbrella under which all major stakeholders can gather and productively engage in deliberations to talk about the tasks ahead. India is proud to foster a constructive space to generate such collaboration. Before I end, I would be failing in my duties if I don't mention the constant support and guidance that we received from the Secretary General ISO, Mr. José Orive, in organizing this conference. And of course, special thanks are due to Mr. Ashwini Srivastava, the Joint Secretary, and to the Director, Mr. Sanjeev Singla, who have been working tirelessly and relentlessly over the past 4 months to make this conference a success. Once again, on behalf of the Government of India, I extend a very warm welcome to all the delegates and wish that you have a very fulfilling and a useful conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that enlightening address, sir. And as you rightly said, combined efforts, cooperation in order to navigate the road of sugar and ethanol. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our distinct honor and privilege now to welcome Shri Pralhad Joshi, the Honorable Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, and New and Renewable Energy. We eagerly await his valuable insights and perspectives, which will undoubtedly enrich our understanding and inspire us all as we navigate the future of sugar and ethanol. Sir.
Shri Sanjeev Chopra, Secretary, Department of Food and Public Distribution, Mr. Joshi, Orive, EDISO, Shri Srivastava, distinguished guests, esteemed member of International Sugar Organization, officers of the various central and state government departments, international delegates, representatives from the Indian sugar and ethanol industry and other attendees, namaskar. As mentioned by Secretary, this is the first, I have taken over charge on 13th. And before to this, I was heading the Department of Coal and Mines. And I was trying to produce more coal because India's energy need, you know, it is day by day increasing. And now I have come here to see non-fossil fuel to give the thrust on the generation of the power by non-fossil. So, and this is my first ever function I took over. I welcome you all. This is a proud moment for India to host the conference as the chair of the International Sugar Organization. The nation is committed to actively collaborating with the ISO members countries on developing cutting-edge technologies and sharing the expertise in the sugar biofuel sector. As we know, India is the land of diverse cultures, rich agricultural heritage. We have long been connected with the story of the sugar. From the ancient good making, that is jaggery, good making traditions to modern sugar factories, our nation has played a pivotal role in global sugar landscape. In fact, while sharing any good news with our loved ones, we use the phrase, "मुंह मीठा करो." तो मुंह मीठा करिए बोले तो something sweet will be consumed before receiving or giving some good news to anybody. Though India is the capital of, becoming capital of the diabetics, the sugar consumption is very high. In our country, any celebration is incomplete without sweets. So birthday, even if it is birthday, there is sweets. Even in death anniversary, there is sweet. So that is the system in India. Sugar is an integral part of our daily life and all Indian festivals. In fact, the festival of Makara Sankranti, that is on January 14th or 15th sometime, is observed in the honor of our agrarian community and celebrated as a same sugar. So naturally, India is the world's largest consumer of the sugar, and globally we are the second largest sugar producing country. However, as many of you know, by experience the harsh summers, now it is changing, climate is changing, that's a good sign. Here in New Delhi, these unusual dry conditions may impact the sugar cane production, that is the apprehension, but prediction is different, we are hoping for the good. With this view, we understand that India has delicately to balance the interest of sugarcane farmers, consumers, and industry. Farming in India is not a profession, but a lifestyle, which is the at the foundation of the Indian economy and culture. At about 50 million, that is 5 crore farmers, and their dependents are engaged in the cultivation of sugarcane. In addition, the industry is providing employment to the hundreds of thousands, that is lakhs of people directly or indirectly. In fact, in my home state, Karnataka, the area under the sugarcane has nearly doubled in last 6-7 years. Therefore, Government of India under the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji accords top priority to the welfare of farmers. We consider farmers as the collaborators and the stakeholders in the sugar sector. We call them as annadatas, food providers. Sugar mills and the farmers are working together for improving the cane variety, irrigation facilities, adopting better agrarian practice. As we know, sugar cane serves as the key crop in the biofuel industry. India's journey with biofuel is positively impacting both economic growth and agricultural prosperity. By utilizing the biofuels, we are creating new opportunities to for the farmers, in addition to boost its giving the renewable energy. As mentioned by Secretary, it was just 1.2%. Today, almost crossed 10% as far as ethanol blending is concerned. As we move forward, biofuels will continue to be the powerful driver for Atmanirbhar and sustainable future of India. We understand that the future of sugar demands a multi-dimensional approach. And let me share my perspective on moving towards the future that is sustainable, equitable, and secure. ISO should continue to collaborate on enhancing the farm productivity. Our priority should not be only to improve the farm income, but also minimize the water usage. Advanced technologies across the sugar value chain should be increasingly adopted. This will be crucial for increasing the efficiency, reducing the waste, ensuring the sustainability of the industry. While India is making significant strides, we are all well aware of the global challenges the sugar industry faces. The International Sugar Organization should continue to play a crucial role in facilitating dialogue and promoting the market stability. Sharing the best practices and fostering the research collaborations across the nation is vital. Let us work together to develop high-yielding, disease-resistance sugarcane varieties, explore innovative uses to sugarcane, and promote the sustainable practice throughout the value chain. India is committed to playing a leading role in shaping a sustainable future for sugar. We believe that by working collaboratively, sharing the knowledge, and embracing the innovation, we can ensure a thriving sugar sector that benefits the farmers, consumers, and the environment. Let us leverage this platform to foster the meaningful dialogue and build a roadmap for the future where the sugar remains a source of sweetness, not just in our food, but in the lives of millions across the globe. I extend my compliments to all of you and wish the conference all success. And I am open for any new suggestion, new ideas, and I am most accessible that I can tell you, and you are always welcome for the new suggestions, new ideas, innovative ideas. Thank you. Once again, I wish you all the success.
Let's work together to develop the best varieties that benefit the farmers, consumers, and the environment. Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words and unwavering support for the Indian sugar industry. Your vision and leadership continue to guide us on the path to excellence. We are immensely grateful for your presence here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to express our gratitude for the enriching insights shared and the valuable contributions made by our esteemed guests and speakers. I would now like to invite Mr. Ashwini Srivastava, Joint Secretary Sugar, to kindly propose the vote of thanks acknowledging the efforts and support extended towards the success of this meeting.
Namaskar. It has been an honor for India to be the chair of ISO this year. I express my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Minister, Sir, Sri Pralhad Joshi ji, who despite his busy schedule due to ongoing parliamentary session, kindly consented to be with us today. We assure you, sir, that under your able guidance and leadership, we will achieve new frontiers of success in the sugar sector. Special thanks to Excellencies ambassadors present here for sparing their precious time. My sincere thanks to Mr. José Orive, Executive Director, ISO, for steering the matters of the sugar sector and also for guiding us in organizing this meeting. I would like to thank the torchbearer of this event, the Chairman, ISO, and our Secretary, Department of Food and Public Distribution, Sri Sanjeev Chopra ji, for his support and constant encouragement for conducting this year's council meeting. I take this opportunity to also thank the distinguished dignitaries present here today. My special thanks to ISMA and National Federation of Cooperative Sugar Factories for voicing the cause of the sugar sector. I thank our friends in the media for their cooperation and coverage of this event. Thank you very much.